on CTV News at 5.
When he was younger, I used to be worried he would do something to himself because it was so bad.
Growing pains from bullying to mental health battles, Canadian youth face mounting stress.
We all want our loved ones to be remembered.
A walk to remember, a mourning mother turns her pain into purpose.
The brilliant lady is brilliant. I always say the word brilliant, which I think is why they called it brilliant.
All aboard, Sir Richard Branson brings the brilliant lady to Halifax.
And there's so many things I love about the game that, yeah, I just want to give back as much as I can.
Epic saves and stories. Keeper Erin McLeod announces her retirement from pro soccer.
Plenty of sun and very warm temperatures to get this first week of September started.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Penopalis. Thank you for joining us. First at 5 tonight, are the kids all right? No, that is according to the Raising Canada report that suggests Canadian kids face an alarming and increasing rate of bullying, mental health issues, and poverty. CTV's Emma Convey looked at the growing problem, and she joins us now. Emma.
Hi, Maria. It's not just experts who seem to be concerned with what today's generation of children are up against, but a number of parents I spoke with today tell me they too worry about their kids every day. After Patricia Savoy's son was bullied for years, she felt the only option was to pull the now 17-year-old out of school.
He's got selective mutism, so he didn't talk, and he was bullied like crazy. Like one kid threw him in front of a moving car, and one kid punched him in the face, and even teachers bullied him.
Savoy hoped removing him from school would solve the problem, but social media has posed more challenges.
It's getting worse. Like one of his friends, he got messages telling him to kill himself and stuff like that, and they need to do something.
The mother and son are not alone in their call for help.
Far too many of our kids are falling behind. They're struggling in really significant ways, and there's really an urgent need to take action.
A report by Children First Canada lists the top 10 threats to kids: preventable injuries, mental health, child abuse, poverty, vaccine-preventable illnesses, systemic racism, infant mortality, bullying, limited physical activity, and climate change. Mental health has seen a steep decline.
Seeing kids, who previously would have said their mental health was good or excellent to now reporting it as fair or poor.
Instances of bullying are on the rise too. Research shows 71% of 12 to 17-year-olds experienced bullying in the past 12 months.
Because of my skin color, and people made fun of me.
And what was done about it?
My teachers didn't do anything really. Then I went to my principal, and then that's when things started happening, and then they finally looked into it, and then they told him to stop, and then he stopped.
My main concern with them is just the influence on social media, and bullying at school. But we try to get them the supports that they need and try to connect with them as much as we can.
Finances are top of mind too. 1.4 million children were living in poverty by the end of 2024, a struggle for kids and parents.
Can't afford to go buy him like a bunch of brand new stuff, and he's fine with that. But it's sad because you want to do it as a parent, but when you can't afford to do it, then you're just living paycheck to paycheck, just barely getting by.
Maria, while bullying, mental health, and poverty seem to be the main stressors, the experts I spoke with today say all 10 factors are connected, and you can't tackle one without addressing them all. Maria.
Everything is connected. Thank you so much, Emma. CTV's Emma Convey for us in the News Center. And I want to send a special thank you to the moms and kids who participated in that story. Thank you for sharing. We're going to turn our attention to Todd Battis now at the anchor desk for a look at the day's headlines. Hi, Todd.
Hi there, Maria. We will start the show tonight with a bit of good news for people who are affected by the Long Lake fire in Annapolis County. It comes out of the provincial update that happened this afternoon. Then this story, Nova Scotia Power says it wants to increase residential electricity rates by more than 8% over the next 2 years. The rate proposal sparked immediate backlash, including from the Premier, who said it just shows how out of touch the utility is. We'll have more on the hike and the quest in reaction to turn it around at 6. It was not back to class today for most Dalhousie University students. The faculty union remains on the picket line, and while other universities are starting their fall semester, Dal students are wondering just how much school they're going to miss, and we will hear from them in your newscast. Some would-be thieves got more than they bargained for when they tried to rob a Cape Breton jewelry store. Huge clouds of smoke filled the store, making it pretty tough to see the goods. The store's owner said they had minimal loss. We will show you exactly what happened in that bungled robbery at 6 o'clock. Right now, let's check in with CTV meteorologist Kalen Mitchell. The first forecast of the week. Kalen?
Yeah, thank you, Todd. So maybe the start of September, but temperatures were soaring around the Maritimes today, at least away from coastal areas. A lot of the highs topping out around the mid to high 20s. You've got a couple 30s that made an appearance, including right now at Environment Canada monitored weather station near Doketown in New Brunswick. 30 degrees there. Coastal areas were a little bit more moderate, with most temperatures held around the low to mid 20s. As far as the level of humidity was in the air, wasn't overly high around the region. Most of the dew point temperatures were in the high single digits and low teens, meaning relative humidity values were mostly in the range of around 30 to 50%, just a little bit higher again for coastal locations where the wind was bringing in some moister air off of the ocean. Taking a look at the winds, they're out of the south. They're being sustained in a lot of cases between around 5 and 15 kilometers per hour. Not much happening as far as the wind gusts go. One at the Sydney airport close to 28 kilometers per hour. Winds are expected to remain relatively light as we continue through this evening and tonight. Just a few high clouds around. Some fog patches expected to develop during the overnight hours. No big weather systems on our doorsteps. We have similar weather in the forecast, similar to today that is, for the next couple of days, before there's a higher chance that there could be some showers that move into the region towards the end of the week. I will have more on the details of the weather, though, coming up a little bit later on. Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. We will see you a little later on, and I'll see you a little later on, too, because it's time for our first break. When we come back, though, Sir Richard Branson makes a splash.
But Virgin Voyages is the epitome of Virgin.
The popular billionaire drops anchor in Halifax for the Brilliant Ladies North American debut. We're on board with Branson. Next.
When young people need someone to talk to, Kids Help Phone is there. Grab your golf clubs and support mental health in your community. Join the Kids Help Phone Golf Classic September 18th on the links at Brunello. To get involved, call Allison at 782-409-1613.
Welcome back. So over the weekend, Halifax welcomed Virgin Voyages' newest ship to port, the Brilliant Lady. As CTV's Emma Convey shows us, business magnate Sir Richard Branson was on board for the inaugural North American visit.
A warm maritime welcome, not just to Virgin Voyages' newest ship, the Brilliant Lady, but to a legendary passenger, Sir Richard Branson.
Came many years ago, and then of course you're just walking along the harbour. It's still as delightful as it ever was. My daughter-in-law is Kate Winslet, and of course she was famous for the scene with Jack at the front of the Titanic, and obviously Halifax and the Titanic are closely associated.
The ship arrived at the Halifax port Sunday morning, its first voyage and stop in North America on its friends and family voyage, before it officially sets sail next week.
They're actually helping us get ready, so that we're pressure testing lots of different things, we're making sure everything works just right it should, in advance of our maiden voyage on September 5th out of New York.
And Lady will be operating in Canada for a while, between Canada and New York. And then she'll go all the way around and she'll be offering trips the other side of Canada and then up to Alaska.
The ship was built in 2024, designed for adults only, and holds around 2,500 passengers.
I inspire myself every day because, you know, I've been lucky enough to go to space and build a space line and a few other bits and pieces, but Virgin Voyages is the epitome of virgin.
We've got hammocks on our balconies. We've got areas that ordinarily would be for kids that are now outdoor workout areas. We have a sunrise and sunset yoga perch. We have an outdoor boxing ring. We've got fitness classes free and included in all of our fares. We don't have any big dining halls. All our food is made to order with dedicated kitchens.
A milestone for the Port of Halifax. The ship is the first of 4 from the fleet to add Halifax to their itinerary.
Pretty exciting to have Sir Richard Branson on board and here in Halifax and joining us here for this part of the itinerary for the Brilliant Lady. For its first cruise across the Atlantic and its first visit here in North America. We're just thrilled that he was able to join us here.
The ship's first voyage open to the public, called the Mermaiden, is September 5th. It will arrive in St. John, New Brunswick on September 19th and back in Halifax on the 21st. Emma Convey, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Emma. And we were talking about what a beautiful day Sir Richard Branson had in Halifax yesterday.
Well, I don't know if he could have timed that one any better because this time of the year, you never know what you're going to get. And actually, we could use a little bit more in the way of some stormy weather, get some more rain, but it was all sunshine and blue skies today, overlooking here the Sydney skyline from across the harbor and Westmount. I'm going to have more on the weather forecast coming up after the break.
Welcome back. CTV has teamed up with Scotiabank Centre for a big ticket giveaway. One lucky viewer will win a Scotiabank Centre prize package that features home game tickets to see the Halifax Mooseheads and the Halifax Thunderbirds, plus 2 tickets to see Warren Ziders, Sarah McLachlan, the Beaches, and the Tea Party. We're also throwing in 5 one-night stays at Moxie Halifax downtown. It's quite the prize pack. To enter, just go to ctvatlantic.ca and follow the contest prompts or scan the QR code on your screen right now. You can enter once per day until next Saturday at 5 p.m. The winner will be announced on September 19th. So you have this week and next week to enter, Kaylin, because it's such an awesome prize.
That'll keep you entertained for a while, won't it? I can't believe that. All those concerts and then the couple sporting events as well.
Amazing.
Pretty nice.
Wonderful prize. Wonderful day out there, too.
Yeah, and taking a look at our sunrise and sunset times, we could see some of the sky conditions that many parts of the Maritimes had for today, and that was blue sky. There was a little bit of thin high cloud cover here and there. Very warm temperatures, warmer than the seasonable averages for this time of year across the region, except for coastal areas. A lot of the highs hitting up mid to high 20s, even a few in New Brunswick touched on 30 degrees. Barometric pressure towards the higher side right now, sitting around or just below 1,020 millibars at Halifax, Charlottetown, and Fredericton. And there is a large area of high pressure in place right around the eastern seaboard of the United States. A couple low pressure systems surrounding it, but none of them close enough to bring us any needed wet weather. Taking a look at things on radar, not a lot is showing up. Now, as we move through tonight, while the sky condition is expected to remain mainly clear, I am expecting some fog patches to develop. And along with the fog, for some direct coastal areas around the Bay of Fundy coastline, New Brunswick, parts of the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia, there may be a little bit of patchy drizzle that develops. On our timeline then, what we're seeing here in through the grays is the presence of that high cloud cover and some of the fog developing heading into the start of the day for tomorrow. So very early Wednesday morning, partly cloudy with fog patches, but then a good deal of clearing moving into the afternoon, fog dissipating. And tomorrow afternoon for most of the region should be very similar to today. Plenty of sunshine. Temperatures very warm for early September. One difference for Wednesday is that up in the north and northwestern corner of New Brunswick, afternoon into evening, there will be a chance of a few showers or a couple of thunderstorms. Those will be developing and moving in out of Quebec as well as Maine. For the winds for tonight and for tomorrow, tonight they're going to be on the lighter side, and tomorrow's winds mostly out of the south. They'll be sustained in the afternoon, 10 to 20 kilometers per hour. Potential for a few gusts to get up in the range of around 20 to 40. So the winds tomorrow, very similar to today. Low temperatures in the forecast for tonight. For the province of New Brunswick, most of the lows will be falling into range around 8 to 12 degrees. Low temperature for Prince Edward Island tonight into the low teens. And for Nova Scotia tonight, most of the low temperatures 10 to 14. High temperatures in the forecast for Wednesday for New Brunswick will be in the range of around the mid to high 20s, except low 20s around the Bay of Fundy coastline. Prince Edward Island tomorrow with high temperatures as well. That'll be around the mid to high 20s away from the coast, close to the low 20s on the coast. And for Nova Scotia, high temperatures tomorrow, like today, mid to high 20s away from the coast, low 20s on the coast. In the forecast for Thursday, low pressure system and and a weather front moving in out of the west. Boy, my voice is going a little bit on me there. Sorry about that. Thursday's weather, mix of sun and cloud. Fog patches present for a few areas. Let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. And Maria's going to read it for you.
Kaylee, I can't believe you tried to go through. I've been there too, and I had somebody save me. I wasn't sure what to do for you there, buddy. Have a drink of water. All right, let's get to our weather watcher. Tonight's weather watcher is 5-year-old Juliana Millard from Fredericton, New Brunswick. Juliana has sent us a drawing of a blue sky day over the house. Thank you, Juliana. Great job to you. And if you'd like to be one of our weather watchers, please send your weather-related drawing to CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4. And of course, you can email us at kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Kaylin is back, and we'll see him at the end of the show. There he is. All right, here we go on to our next story here. A serious note. A Nova Scotia mom has made it her mission to shed light on a dark issue after losing her daughter to suicide. CTV's Mike Lamb caught up with Barbie Burkhardt ahead of next week's Walk to Remember.
My name is Barbie Burkhardt, and I'm a mother of 3. My youngest child, Nicole, started struggling mentally when she was around 11 or 12. In 2017, she took her life. In 2019, I was walking in this very park, and it came to me that I really would like to have a walk, and thought, well, maybe I could do this. On Worldwide Suicide Day, September 10th, 2019, we gathered in this very park. There happened to be an MLA walking through, and she told me about the Greenway Trail across the street, which is a nice path along a river. And I decided that we could maybe have a rock wall, and people could send their names of their loved ones in, and I had a friend paint the rocks. We wanted to provide help, but we also wanted to do the walk to give comfort, to bring people together from all communities, not just Sackville, and not just people that lost someone to suicide, but also people who are struggling with their own mental health. I feel like when you have community, helping community, is really what changes. People need a place to voice suicide because it's not often a welcome topic. There's a stigma behind it. And so it's important that people come together because everyone needs to feel like they're not alone.
I will do anything for mental health because everybody needs it. Everyone needs help, you know, when they're in their dark place, and we need to make it an awareness that they're not alone.
Nicole had a very tender heart. She was very well loved by her family. We all want our loved ones to be remembered. By creating a safe place for people to come and talk about their loved ones, it really does a lot of healing.
Anyone that's struggling, you aren't alone. We all matter.
It's a way to help each other heal and honor the ones we've lost.
What a beautiful message. Thank you for sharing. And by the way, the walk starts on September 10th at 5 p.m. at the Sackville Lions Club. September 10th is also World Suicide Prevention Day. All right, we're going to take a quick break here, but stay with us. When we come back, we saved this story for last.
I'm Brianne Foley at Dalhousie University in Halifax, where one professional soccer player is calling it a career. We'll have that story coming up tonight on CTV News at 5.
Welcome back. So it's a bittersweet day for soccer fans as Halifax Tide's first signed player, Erin McLeod, announced her retirement. As CTV's Brianne Foley shows us, the keeper has impacted the Canadian game for over 2 decades.
Erin McLeod and company holding the fort, and that is it. Winless no longer.
My goal was always to come back and try to help make a difference in the league and grow the league, and I have no regrets.
As far as illustrious careers go,
Erin McLeod's is up there.
Being here in Canada, being able to retire in her home country is like a dream come true, and it also gave me the chance to see the impact she's had on this country. We are maybe just walking down the street and people are like, Erin McLeod, and it's just so fun to see, yes, what type of role model she is here.
Announcing her retirement after a season-ending injury wasn't in the plan.
I got the MRI back from my foot. I couldn't have done more things to my foot, so I know that I left it out on the field, and I've had so many wonderful conversations with my teammates who have come up to me one by one and just talked about how I've impacted their career, which I wasn't expecting.
Even though she's hanging up the cleats, she'll continue to inspire those around her.
For where I wanted to play in Halifax, honestly, because I just wanted to learn and grow with her and get any advice that I could. And she's just been an unreal mentor for me. I just think it's so important for people to have heroes of all genders. So grateful that people look at me even in that realm.
This may be goodbye to the posts, but she's saved many memories.
Being able to run to my niece and my sister, and later being able to hold my son in my arms, and my wife scoring the goal. You don't make that up, so just being able to have that opportunity in Canada, it's just really the icing on the cake.
McLeod leaves it all on the pitch after over 2 decades playing the sport and 2 Olympic medals won. And while she might not be on the pitch, probably won't find her far from it going forward with this Tides organization. Now, they do plan on honoring the veteran keeper after their next home game on September 27th. Brianne Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Brianne. An amazing Erin. Good for you. I mean, how fun it is to watch her play and to have so much love surrounding her. And she was emotional. It means so much to her. We're grateful that you shared with us this evening. All right, Kaylin,
I got all choked up before the sad story about her finishing her career.
The voice is back, though, now.
It is. It's back, and we're going to try and keep it that way when I come back at 6 and talk about what we can expect here for weather in this first week of September.
Ooh, I can't believe it. Thank you, Kaylin. We'll see you and Todd at 6. I'll see you tomorrow. The national news is next.